Hi, my name is Vanessa Tembane. Born and raised in South Africa, but I'm from Mozambican heritage.
My name is Mashudu Nevhutalu, and I am a visual artist who works primarily with oil painting.
Hola, my name is Baloyi. I'm a visual artist and a former art student at the University of Johannesburg. I usually do drawings. I work with soft pastels on paper, and I usually focus on recreating old photos, bringing them back to life as a permanent work of art.
I've been practicing as a multidisciplinary artist for about 6 years now, and I work with mixed media, mostly painting, digital print, and now I've moved to crocheting in my work.
My work is about nostalgia and memory, looking back into past old family photographs and trying to relive those photographs using very bright, vivid and very intense colors. These photographs that I reference are often very grainy and old. Their colors are quite faded, so that's where the color use kind of comes from, to kind of bring them to life and make myself relive those memories again.
With the family photos, that to me, I wanted to show the love that my family gave me, the life that's in my family, because to me, that's everything for me. And as an artist, I feel like it's my responsibility to share my story with the world, to show the world the love that we get from being at home. And that's the whole idea around it.
One thing that I've seen looking through these pictures is that most of us have kind of very similar memories, like family coming over, family going to the beach, going to a picnic, which there's an artwork on the show right now of my family going to a picnic. Very simple memories like that, nothing too extravagant or flamboyant, just family having a good time, spending time with each other. And that's where the viewer kind of makes a connection that I know what this feels like, or I've experienced this particular memory as well.
I've always felt like an outsider when I visit my family in Mozambique, so it was me trying to create a space where I fit in with them in a landscape that belongs to them, because all the photographs are taken in Mozambique. And I've always thought of my work as it's coming from me, but recently I've been thinking about it, and my mom narrates how my works will look. I just imagine them from all the stories she tells me about her growing up in Mozambique, and I try to create that world and include myself in it. I was asked to introspect a bit more, and I started looking at family photo albums, and I only have a few of those since my parents separated. So I have one little photo album, and I decided to create my own archive of photographs with me as an avatar in my works, representing a little child entering into a whole new world.
I'm Teresa Lizamore. I am a curator and art consultant. I've been in the industry since 1982 when I started working at Sasol and built up their collection of about 2,000 pieces. I spent 27 years with them. After that, I actually concentrated more on my own gallery, which I opened in 2000 while I was with them, obviously working as a consultant for them. And I also started working for Rand Merchant Bank and looked after their art collection, building up their art collection from about 1994. I still work for them, which is quite amazing. I've been with them for over 30 years. So I've got a long history of working with corporates and curating their collections for them, buying and building up their collections. These artists all work with their family, with their background, with their home, where they were brought up, memories from the past. But what is interesting is that Vanessa's mother actually came from Mozambique, but Vanessa grew up in Joburg, in Gauteng. So she didn't really know Mozambique as a young child. So she based hers more on imagination, stories her mother told her, some photographs of her. She's depicted quite a lot in her works, whereas the two other artists worked with photographs from their pasts. Rick's photographs are of his family, his mother in particular. She actually appears in some of the photographs, in some of the artworks. And Mashudu as well. He was raised by a mother alone. So his mother and females actually feature a lot in his work.
One thing that I used to do, and I did a lot now in my process with my work, was excuse me, speaking to my grandmother, my mother, my aunts, or whoever is pictured in that picture that I'm looking at or that I want to reference to, is who are the people in here, if they're not family, what was happening on this particular day, what were they doing, what was the occasion, and so on. And there would be a story that was told, but it wasn't, the story isn't just information being given to me. You can actually like see the person speaking about that particular moment in a very, I can't find the word right now, but you can see a sort of joy light up in their eyes when they're speaking about that particular moment. So that's the thing that always strikes me, is that they are not just telling you what happened in the picture, they end up telling a story.
When I moved to crocheting, she was telling me about how when she turned 17, she moved to the city in Maputo by herself, and she would crochet doilies, little skirts for herself, and she started selling them. She told me the story early Jan in 2020 and 2024, and she started teaching me how to crochet. So it feels like every stitch I make is celebrating her experiences and her informing my practice and just shaping how it looks today.
All the artists, we work with the idea of being at home and family, and that's what we got the idea to name our show What's Home to You, so that we can be able to share what home means for us and to get the people to engage with that as they also look back at what home means for them. You know, that was the idea, just linking the stories together to tell a unified story of what home means for each and every one of us.
And I always say it's wonderful when a plan comes together, because it really comes with experience. You will look and you will involve yourself with each and every artwork, which artworks work together, which artworks tell the same story, which artworks speak to each other. And then of course you've got to make use of the space. So if you look at this exhibition, you can see it's quite interesting the way it was placed. So I had to play with a large group of artworks that weren't all the same size and to make it work. So if you look at the wall behind me, you can see how interestingly that has been placed. That takes time. You know, you try out, you do this, you do that. You look at color as well. So you've got to look at all aspects that you know will work at the end of the day. And you will be unhappy until you get it right.
And a lot of people tell me about their own memories that kind of are set in a beach. It just helps people re-remember things, and I just like the collectiveness of re-remembering and just connecting with people through memories, because I'm also trying to remember memories I don't really have. So it's a nice exchange between myself and the viewer.
Something which I'm actually grateful people have been able to do. I would want them to be able to see their own family members, whether it's their mother, their brother, their cousin, sister, whoever it might be. And I'm glad to say that I have been successful, because people have come to me and said that this reminds me of my mother or my grandmother or so and so. The other responses that I get, which is also my intention again, is just them experiencing, other than remembering a particular person, it reminds them of a particular place. Most of the time, that place is always home.
The first impression will be, you go from looking at the style of the work, the quality of the work, and you're like, and then you move from that into what's actually being represented in the work, the people. It just all comes together because my work is not something that's very complicated. It's mostly straightforward. It's a story that you can read. Everyone can read the story and see what is going on. And when they look at that, it makes it more easy for them to connect with the work, relate to the work. And that's what I want people to feel when they look at my work. It's I call it away. That, yeah.